He is the very first Northwestern Athletic Hall of Fame inductee in the program's history. Please take a look at David Roth.
Apparently there's one video of me out there with a huge fro walking off the sidelines. Only video they could find. Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way early. Unlike the women before me, the beautiful women before me, I did not win a national championship. My parents didn't invent Twitter. But I do like to talk about myself. Joke one complete. It's truly an honor. All jokes aside, it's truly an honor to be up here. I'm super stoked. I have 63 people in the Roth camp today. Not that it's a competition. Thank you all for traveling. I know a lot of you guys came from far distances, and everyone took time out of their busy schedules to be here. So I feel very honored that you guys all are here, and it means a lot. So thank you very much. I'm nervous. This is weird for me. I'm nervous. Okay. I want to have a lot of thank yous, and I'm under a time crunch. Katie must have saw my best man speech. It was 14 minutes, even though it went viral, 2,000 hits. I was told 5 minutes or less. Not happening, Katie. Sorry. Okay. You know, you can't do anything well or great without a wonderful support system, and I'm no exception to that. It starts always with my family. I have a wonderfully unique, loving, supportive, funny family. We hold each other accountable, yet we're very supportive and loving. It starts with my father. He's the reason I played soccer. He's the reason I loved it so much growing up. I wanted to emulate him. He was a professional soccer player himself back in, I think, the late 70s. He played for the Rochester Lancers. Any Rochester people in the house? 3. As many people that were at the games back then. Sorry. You know, he always taught me the value of hard work. He's the most hardworking man I'll ever know. He had a blue-collar job, but he'd come home from work and be the first one to say, David, let's go to the park and work on our game, or go to the racquetball courts and take shots. And that's the type of stuff that if you want to be great at anything, you have to do. And he instilled that in me at a really young age. And I'll always thank him for that, because I didn't want to go. You know, I wanted to just lay there on the couch and not go, but he made me, and while I might not have been happy at the time, looking back, that's what made me so successful. So thank you, Father. The man made every game in college. Again, blue-collar guy. We didn't have a lot of means growing up, and he's at every single game for Northwestern. He didn't miss a game my senior year. It meant it truly, he'll never know how much it meant to have him at every game. My best college soccer memory has to be when we went back to St. Louis University, my hometown, and we were in the NCAA tournament, and we beat them 1-0, and I was fortunate enough to score the goal that day, and I had all my immediate family, extended family there, and I remember this very, very specifically, and without a doubt, in order of his best days of his life, it goes marrying my angelic mother, number 3. 2 was having all the children, and then 1 is that day at SLU. There was a snapshot of him when the whistle was blowing and we won 1-0. Believe me, if I could throw that picture up here or make coasters, I would have done it, but I'll do the next best thing. It looked like this. I want to thank my mother. The most loving woman in the world. If anyone's ever met her, she puts her family first in everything she does. Her kids are her life. Kids are everything, and she lives that way. And you know, if there's anything that she's ever taught me, it's family is the most important thing in life, and I think we can all echo that sentiment. If you don't talk to your mother every day, you're doing something wrong. And whether she tells you the same story about the neighbor's dog over and over, it doesn't matter. The dog's not that awesome. It doesn't matter. She's still wonderful, and she'll be very happy to speak to you every time, I promise. I want to thank my brothers, my older brother, John. typically with any public forum and a microphone, I take this time to make fun of him, but I won't. He is the best older brother you could ever ask for. Growing up, he let my brother Dan and I hang out with him. We were 3.5 years younger. He was never embarrassed to have his little brothers tagging along, and I want to thank him for instilling confidence in me early on by letting me win at soccer and the backyard games. Johnny, thank you for always making the games in college. The guy had a traveling job when he first started work, and it wasn't convenient for him to make all these games, but he was there at just way more than a brother should be, and it meant a lot always having him there, and I always know I tried a little extra hard to impress him whenever I know he'd be there. I want to thank my twin brother, Dan. When you're a twin, it's a special thing. You're born with the best friend. My womb mate, W-O-M-B. He's the most proud twin brother you could ever have. He posted 6 times on his Facebook account that I made the Hall of Fame. Most twins would have done the 1. Left it at that. He had 5 more in the account ready to go. 2 were sent yesterday. He's just the happiest, proud brother ever. And Danny, I just thank you just for being such a wonderful twin and so proud and happy all the time. I couldn't have got here without Coach Lenahan. Lenny, on a personal level, thank you just for being so good to me over 4 years. You know, when you make a decision to go to a college, you're making a decision off very little information for the most part. You're going live with gut feeling, and you don't know how it's all going to turn out. And I just thank you for how well you treated me for 4 years, and you know what you've been able to do with the program. I think it kind of speaks volumes. But the secret ingredients and all is that you were able to bring such a good group of kids and from great families all together. And that's, if you were looking for the secret sauce of how to start a program, it's that. Start with great people first, from great families, and worry about the sport second. And he was able to not only take such great people, but then put them in an environment where we were extremely competitive with one another, but there was not an underlying animosity and an underlying resentment when people weren't doing well. It was strictly a family environment, and we rooted for one another, and that is not an easy task to accomplish as a coach. And Lenny, I don't know how you did it, but you did it, and I thank you for my 45 best friends that I'll have for the rest of my life, and I think we can all thank him for that as well. When you go to college, you're only 18 years old, or Doogie Howser was like 14, but you have very little life experiences, and you need mentors and people to look up to and positive role models. And I was fortunate enough to run into the most special woman at the school at Northwestern, who I believe is Betsy Burns. She was my academic advisor. That would be the least, way to say what her role was, but it wasn't easy, obviously, to be my academic advisor. I probably wasn't the worst one, but I was no peach. But Betsy, just thank you for being such a genuine soul and being such a friendly and positive person, and just taking over this wonderful motherly role that you do with all your students. And I know we all who had you as their academic advisor and whatever role model would agree with that. I do want to say one last thing before I bid everyone adieu. I want to talk to the youth out there for a second, to the kids who have aspirations of playing college athletics. If you're wondering what it takes to be a college Division I athlete, I want you to just take a quick look at this power and body type that you're looking at right now. Soak it up. This doesn't happen overnight. Surely some of it's God-given, but I'll give you some of the secret sauce. It takes hard work, determination, and a lot of time in really my home away from home at school, which was the weight room. And before I bid you adieu, I'd like to tell you my favorite weight room story. 2006, I'm a sophomore. It was my least favorite day of the year, Max Day. Max Day, very simply, is the day where you're obliged to lift the maximum amount of weight possible in 3 main categories. One was bench press, one was squats, and my least favorite was hang cleans. Hang cleans is a really unorthodox lifting thing. I don't really still know how it applies to what I was doing on the soccer field, but I'll do a quick look over here and just. Perfect form. So here's how it works. You feel the cool steel of the bar along your shin bones. You bend down and you take the bar and you lift it up upright, and you try to end in this type of manner as I just demonstrated, usually with a grunt if you do it really well. Now, Nick Zastastas was our strength coach at the time. He was a very large man and a very scary man. He had no hair on his head. He had very large pythons and very small shirts. And he had a barbed wire tattoo. I was not particularly feeling great on that max day, but I was there and I was ready to give it my best. Nick comes up to me and he says, and he was feeling great that day. He said, "Rothy, you're gonna bring this weight up. Let's do this. Are you ready?" Internally, I'm thinking, not a chance in hell, Nick. But I certainly don't want to let you down, so let's give this a go. So I got down in the hang clean position. I feel the cool steel along my shin bones, and usually, mentally, I'm thinking, "Why, God, why?" And I miss my mom. But I lift the bar up, failed, didn't quite make it. A disappointed Nick didn't show it. He was very stoic in his demeanor. He said, "I'm gonna get some other scores, and when I come back, expletive, you're gonna bring up this weight." And I said, "Okay, Nick, you know I will." So he got down, 2 or 3 people, a nice safe distance away, and I'm thinking to my weight room partner, I'm like, there's no way I can let this man down, but I know I can't lift this thing. So I devised a plan. I took 5 pounds off the right side, he took 5 pounds off the left side. For the mathematic majors, I believe that's 10. So now that I have 10 pounds less on my weight, I confidently said, "Nick, I'm ready to go, let's do this." Nick comes over, he goes, "You ready?" He goes, "Yes, sir, Nick, next, I'm ready. And I get down in the positions, cool steel on the shin bones, "Why, God, why?" I miss my mom. Bring it up, boom, landed it. Happy as a clam, drop it. He goes at the top of his lungs, "That's what I'm talking about!" Looks me dead in the eye and says, "What's the last 4 letters in American?" I scream, "I can!" That's 9 years ago, and the weight is literally lifted off my shoulders. Woo! Last but not least, I want to thank my teammates. Save the best for last. Guys, you were the best. You pushed me to be a better person. You pushed me to be a better athlete. Thank you for all the memories. Thank you for the future memories. I love you all very much. You guys are my best friends, and you will be for life. Congratulations to the other inductees. It's a privilege to be with you guys here today. And go Cats.